Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to the We All Juggle Knives channel and my overview and first impressions of this multi-tool, the Roxxon Phantom multi-tool. The current price on this is $50 and it only recently became available in the USA and it is now on Amazon, so I will include a link if you want to check out the listing or pick one up. Now the interesting thing about this, it has an interchangeable blade system and you can buy a bunch of different blade shapes like you see there. I'm going to give you an overview of how that blade exchanger system works, and maybe that'll help a few people out. This is the belt pouch that it came with. Right, so you see it's got a belt loop there, it's also got loops there. It's got a button closure, it holds it in. And it's like a semi-rigid, pretty stout pouch, pretty nice. Here's the tool itself. And this is all the functions that they say it has. Alright, 15 functions. You can pause that if you want to see what they say every fold-out implement is for. Alright, so here are the pliers, and you see it has the wire cutters, and these are spring-loaded. You've got one-handed opening on the knife blade with an opening slot, and it's a liner lock. Alright, let's check out the interchangeable blade system. You see this depicts the different blade shapes. You can get serrated, you can get the drop point, all kind of different blade shapes, the talon. Alright, so with this exchangeable blade system, what you're going to do, push that down, just remove the handle scale. Now your blade can be removed like so, and that's what that all looks like there. Now when you're putting it together, just press that onto there, and now try to line up the handle, make sure it's aligned. Is that lined up? You'll know it's lined up because the things you can, these switches will, hold on, you'll be able to push them. Alright, so now it's reinstalled. Alright, so does it still work? Does it still lock up? Yes, it does. Alright, so that's the interchangeable blade system. But on the other side, you've got a wood saw with an opening slot, and that also has a liner lock. We've got some smaller fold-out tools right here. To get at them, just push that up. That'll push them all up. So we have a can opener with a screwdriver end. We have a reamer. We've got a screwdriver, and this is a chisel. See, that's a chisel. And those are wire stripping notches on the chisel. Now all of those tools lock, and to disengage the lock you push this down. Now I would also be careful of, well, let's look inside here, shall we? So you see it's quite complicated in there. There's two different tabs that act as springs, and then there's two fairly thin cylinders there, right? And then this is that's the lock release. Right, so there's some things in there that, you know, if put under a lot of force, could break. So I'd be careful if, you know, when this is deployed, be careful that you've disengaged this before you go try and close it. Yeah, I don't know. That's a little complicated in there. All right, the shears. So to open the shears, you press that unlocks the handle of the shears. And you know, you just fold them out, and there are your shears, and the shears are spring loaded. But initial impression, I would be careful with this because you also have to depress that in order to fold the handle back in. So if you forget to press that, you might just be in a hurry, you pull this, right? You could damage that. So I would say be extra careful. Remember to do that. I don't want you to bust your new multi-tool. So what do I think of the tool set? Well, is it missing anything? Really, the only major tool it's missing would be a metal file. It has everything else. It's got a plain edge blade. You can interchange that with a fully serrated blade. It's got big scissors. It's got a wood saw. All right, so the only thing it's really missing is a metal file. Now in the future, Roxxon might make a metal file that fits where the interchangeable blades fit. So that would be cool if you could have an optional file, so not only would it be interchangeable blades, but interchangeable tools. So in the future, there might be a file for this. You can really tell they've tried to eliminate some of the tools that people might not use as frequently, like there's no corkscrew. They did not try to include a nail puller or a pry bar, because those are always problematic when they have to fold out of a multi-tool handle. So you can really tell that they tried to only include what is necessary. The only exception might be that chisel. Now, I personally like the chisel. I like to do woodworking and I find it useful, right? But that's the only thing that you might find on this that you might not find on most other multi-tools, although there are some with the chisel. Those wire stripping notches, I think that's to help out the electricians, so that's cool. Now you got the can opener, and as a great man once said, if you've got pliers, you've always also got a bottle opener. Another thing I would say about the tool set, it is unusual that there's only 2 screwdrivers, right? Most people might prefer a few more, or consolidating 2 of those smaller tools into a bit driver. But that being said, this new design has some huge advantages, right? It's got outboard tools, everything locks, it's got massive scissors, you could use those for your gardening or whatever you need. And the exchangeable blade system, that's very useful. That's like several tools in one, because just think, you're going to have a plain edge blade, but if you need fully serrated, you're going to have that. They also have one that's going to be a utility knife shape, right? So you have a utility knife as well, and they have one called the Talon, which is like a forward swept for like draw cutting and contour cutting, right? So just those 4 blades alone, that's like 4 tools that you can interchange in one slot. And then they're going to have like a spear point or a drop point, and maybe ones that are more useful for skinning. And so, yeah, that one feature, the interchangeable blades, that basically gives you many tools in just one slot. It's clear to me that this company is making a concerted effort to be innovative and to improve products, which is something that's definitely been lacking in the multi-tool world. So if this is what's needed to push other companies, U.S. companies and foreign companies, all the companies, if this needs to come out in order to push other companies, not be complacent and not think that their brand loyalty will just carry on for decade after decade. No, you got to come up with new and interesting things. Now, this video is really just a quick overview, an initial impressions video. In the future, I will be testing out all this stuff, and I will most likely post a video that'll be a full demonstration review. And I pretty much had to make this video just, if for nothing else, just to tell you that this is available, because I don't want them to sell out. I don't want to go make a video and when I finally finish the whole video, oh, they just sold out the day before and now everybody's mad at me. Yeah, this video is to tell you that it's available now and it's on Prime. So if you're worried, if you're into multi-tools, which a lot of my subscribers are really into multi-tools, act quickly if you want one. The price right now is about $50, but prices are subject to change. But I will include a link to this. And they also sell a folding knife that takes the same blades as this does. And that's only like $17 or something like that. So I'll include the link to that folding knife. And at that link, you can also buy the different blades. I have 3 different of the interchangeable blades that I ordered. They're not here yet, but I got myself the fully serrated blade, the Talon blade, and I'm definitely getting that utility knife shaped blade as well. Alright YouTube, well I hope you enjoyed this overview, this initial impressions, kind of a sneak peek at this before we go torture test it. Alright, this has been We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.